Hi guys, welcome back. Today is going to be, I don't think it'll be a long video, but it's going to have a lot of information, so I hope you guys are ready. For those of you who did not watch my 24-week update, my pregnancy update, you do not know that I got diagnosed with this rare brain disease called the Chiari malformation. It was very random that I got diagnosed with this, but I am grateful because I have had this mystery neck pain for most of my life, and every doctor ever just told me it was bad posture, I needed to see a chiropractor, I should get some massage done, and none of that ever helped. But you know, doctors don't just hand out MRIs willy-nilly, I guess. I'll tell you the story. I've had this pain in my neck. I thought it was from doing lash extensions. I did that for 2 years, and I was not really the best at like my posture, making sure my posture was good. I was really fast at it, and the only reason I was fast was because my posture sucked. I didn't notice the neck pain that much beforehand, so I just kind of correlated the neck pain with lash extensions, and I just thought I was just going to be screwed for the rest of my life. And no doctor told me otherwise. All the doctors were like, yeah, that's probably what it was. And then I had this really weird, like, strain pain, I guess you could call it, where this is TMI, but the times where I notice it the absolute most is like when I'm having a bowel movement. I like when I'm not straining sounds intense. Like, it's not like I'm sitting there like holding onto the edge of the toilet, like pushing as hard as I can. Just like doing a normal bowel movement. Sometimes I would get this really sharp pain in at the bottom of my neck, and it would like radiate up into my brain, but it would only last a few seconds and then it would go away. But it was like the most intense pain. Like, I had to close my eyes and like not move, or else it was like even worse. And I brought that up to a doctor one time, and they're like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, maybe you have like a pinched nerve or something. So I just spent my life thinking I just have a really bad neck, and that was just going to be my life. And then there was one day before my last appointment, my last OB appointment. If you're watching this because of Chiari, if you don't know, I'm currently pregnant. I'm 28 weeks pregnant. So during my last OB appointment, I had brought that up to my doctor because I thought about how labor is probably the most straining thing that a person could do in their life. And I was concerned about that pain. And then also my brain went to the worst place possible. Like, what if it's a brain aneurysm? What if I have a tumor? What if when I'm pushing my brain explodes and I die? You know how you do that sometimes. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I told her about that. She's like, well, that's not really normal, and I don't know what it could be, so I think you should go see your primary. So I ended up calling my doctor's office, and I just asked for the first appointment available, and they had one the same day with a doctor I had never seen before. And he turned out to be such a blessing in this journey. He was so awesome when we went to see him. He was very interactive with us. He seemed very concerned. I feel like most doctors that I've seen are just very, like, they just kind of just push the pain off, like say it's something else, like they just don't want to take the time to figure out what it actually is. And he ended up ordering an MRI on my brain and my spine. I did that like a week later, and then I ended up getting the results the same day, and it showed that I have an 18mm Chiari. I'll put a picture on the screen right here. So this is my brain, and you'll see everything under the red line is not supposed to be there. And here's a picture of a normal MRI. You'll see, like, at the bottom of the neck of the brain, like where it curves, the cerebellum is supposed to just curve up. It doesn't come down into the spinal canal. I'll put mine back up now. So now you can see this is mine herniates a lot. So it's pretty insane that it's that big. The average size of a Chiari is around like 5 to 7 millimeters, and mine is more than double that. The other crazy thing is that size has no, like, it doesn't matter. You could have a 3mm Chiari and have seizures every day. You could have tremors. You could have like no feeling in your arms. And then there's me, where my only symptom is neck pain. It's just kind of crazy, and I feel, you know, like God really protected me throughout my whole life. I joined this group on Facebook, and it really just blows my mind how there's people who have been dealing with this literally their whole lives, and they've had surgery and that doesn't help with the pain. They're on pain meds all the time, and they're just kind of disabled from this. And I have been lucky enough to live a very normal life. So that is a huge blessing. And again, God just always has our back. He's always got me. Fast forward to like a month later, I had to schedule an appointment with a neurosurgeon, which they're very hard to get into, especially the good ones. But I got lucky enough. I called, the day that I called, someone had just canceled an appointment, so I didn't have to wait super long. There was one that I was trying to see, and she wasn't available until June something. And I was like, it's literally February. You're telling me I have to wait till June? So I just saw her yesterday. She is also awesome. And Peter and I were both really nervous going into that appointment because our biggest concern right now is labor. You know, he was trying not to worry about it. I had already made up in my mind that she was going to tell me I had to have a scheduled C-section. I was going to have to be put under general anesthesia, and it was just going to be terrible. And we walked in, she was super calm, just a really like calm person, which helps. She asked a ton of questions. She did like a little physical exam. I had to put my arms up, and she's like, resist me pushing down, you know. She said that everything that she can see from doing that looks good. And she said that I am a very textbook case of someone who has a Chiari. I have very just like cut and dry symptoms, and it's very obvious that I have it. She said that there's some people who come in where their cerebellum herniates a little bit, and they have all these symptoms, and they're convinced that it's from a Chiari. Some people only have headaches, and you can have headaches from a ton of different things, like so much. But really, if I did not have this Chiari thing, I don't think I would ever have headaches. Because the only time I get headaches, it's in the lower part of my neck. Living in Colorado sucks, first of all, with the weather, because the pressure changes so much and it happens so fast, and I get headaches when that happens. If I sit on the couch for too long, like if we're watching a movie and we decide to watch a TV show after too, my neck starts to hurt that way and I get a headache. And it's just kind of crazy to think that literally I have a headache because part of my brain is coming out of my neck. Anyways, so she said that I am a perfect candidate for surgery if I wanted to. And the whole surgery thing is very scary, and she said it's a very, very intense surgery, and it's really hard to recover from. So they have to cut through, I'm gonna put my MRI back up here. They have to cut through almost like over an inch of stuff to get to part of the skull where they have to cut out. What they do for surgery, it's called a Chiari decompression. So they go in and they remove part of the skull that is like causing the cerebellum to like be constricted. I don't even know if I'm describing this right. I'm trying to do this all off of memory with my pregnancy brain. So she said that you have fluid around your spine, and it's held in by a bag, which is called the dura. So after she takes the part of the skull out that is compressing, that's pushing on my cerebellum, she like, I think it's like a patch or something, she like expands it so that the fluid can flow around. She said that, you know, it's a very common surgery, but every surgery comes with complications, and because of everything they have to cut through, it is a really, really rough recovery. I would have to stay in the hospital for like 2 to 3 days after, and she said there's a 0-pound weight limit for at least a month, which is like, we're about to have a baby, so I don't know how that would be possible. But it's something that she thinks I should do before I get pregnant again. And also, she is very confident that if she were to do the surgery, that I would have no symptoms, which that sounds amazing to me. To not have a headache, to not have to like be inside with this terrible headache every time it snows, or even sometimes when the weather's nice. Like, because here in Colorado, it's 70 degrees one day, blizzarding the next, and then 7 degrees the next day. And that messes me up so bad. I am definitely not even going to think about surgery right now because we have enough to deal with right now. I'm pregnant, we're closing on a house. Like, we have so much going on that I'm not even going to think about surgery anytime soon. But it's good to know that it's an option and that she thinks that I would be very successful if I had it. So yeah, I think that's a really good little condensed version of the last couple of months. It was really just like a waiting game, honestly. I got the MRI and then I didn't get to see my neurosurgeon for almost a month after. So that was kind of crazy. But one thing, if you're watching this and you have a Chiari or you think you have one or whatever, just stay off of Google, because that caused me so much stress for absolutely no reason. Stay away from like trying to look into too many stories or stuff like that, because there are people who have they're in really bad shape, and some people like me where I am living my best life and I'm very blessed by that. I think I would have saved myself a lot of stress and a lot of sleepless nights if I stayed away from Google. And that's for anything, like any medical thing, just don't go to Google. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, for those of you who are watching this because you want to know about my birth plan, this, like I said earlier, I was terrified. I was really convinced that I wasn't going to be able to witness my son's birth because, again, Google told me that most doctors don't let you push with a Chiari because they think it could get worse, and most doctors don't let you get an epidural because they think that getting the epidural can make your Chiari herniate more. So most doctors do a C-section under general anesthesia, which I was like terrified about. And then I asked her, she was just like, no, I'm totally comfortable with you doing whatever your original birth plan was. She said that if I wanted to get an epidural, I was totally free to do that. And if I wanted to try for a completely natural, pain, medicine-free labor, I was free to do that. She didn't say that if I wanted to do C-section, I could do that, but I feel like if I told her that I was like worried about it, I'm sure she probably would have said, get you scheduled C-section. Then like, she was just very, very like, whatever you want to do, just go ahead and do it. I think both Peter and I, you could physically see us like relax when she said that. And she said that she was going to talk to my OB and kind of get a game plan with her and just let her know that she's fine with whatever. And she also said that she's going to give my OB her personal cell phone number so that whenever I go into labor, if there's anything crazy that happens or if she has any questions, she'll make herself available. Which I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, somehow I found the best doctors in Colorado Springs. My OB, the absolute best OB I have ever met in my life or even heard of. My new primary doctor, amazing. This neurosurgeon, amazing. Getting diagnosed with this brain disease was very scary at first, and I think both Peter and I were just like freaked out. And then God is just up there like, don't even worry, you have no idea, like March 10th, you're gonna go in and you're gonna be blessed. And we were. So that's where we're at now. I'm actually going to head out here in about 10 minutes to go to my OB appointment, where I will be able to make an official birth plan with my OB. And I also have to do my glucose test, and I also have to get my Tdap shot, and I also have to get my RhoGAM shot. So this is going to be a fun appointment and a very long one too, at that. I will be back with an update on like what we actually decide to do, because even though my neurosurgeon feels comfortable with me doing whatever, she's not going to be the one delivering my baby. So, and I want to be respectful of my OB and what she's comfortable with as well. And so I'm not going to go in expecting her to just say like, do whatever you want, you know, because she obviously knows more about labor than I do. I've never done it before. So we're just gonna, she tends to play it on the safe side, which I think I would prefer anyways. And so I just want to see what she has to say about it, and then we'll kind of conversate and figure out a game plan, and I will come back and update you guys with that. Also, this is very random and I don't know how I thought of this, but a ton of people have been private messaging me and commenting on my YouTube videos asking about my baby registry for buying gifts. And I just want you to know that that is absolutely not necessary. You guys bless me enough by watching my videos. But if you are dying to buy something, I will have my baby registry linked down below in this video. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I keep meaning to mention it. And then I am constantly getting messages like, can you send me your registry? I want to buy something. Great. I'm going to go get in the car and head to my appointment, and I will see you guys back here in just a few seconds. Okay guys, I'm back. So my OB appointment was pretty non-exciting, if that's a word. It turns out my neurosurgeon didn't upload her notes from the appointment, so my OB has no idea really. I told her what she said, but she said she still wants to just read her notes and like talk to some colleagues before she like makes a decision as far as like what labor will look like. I asked her, I was like, what do you think the plan will be? And she was like, I have no idea. She pretty much just said like she's not even going to think about it until she has all of her facts, which that's why I love her, because she doesn't say something and, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up, and then she talks to someone and then changes her mind or something, or vice versa. She says something that I don't agree with or that I really was hoping to avoid, and then she talks to her colleagues and then changes her plans. We will not have a plan for labor until my next appointment, which is in 2 weeks. These last 2 days, I feel like I've been poked and prodded so much. Yesterday I had a rheumatology appointment, which also, that's another update. I don't think I actually have rheumatoid arthritis. I saw a new lady and she ran my labs and like did my RA factor, and it came back at 9, which I guess is what it has always come back at. And she said that it doesn't really look like I have RA. But she said the next time that I have a flare-up to come in and she will evaluate me. Because I still definitely have like flare-ups where I am in a ton of pain and my joints are really swollen. So there's still something, but it might just be like random inflammation attacks or something. So we'll have to see. So yeah, yesterday I had to get blood drawn, and fun fact about me, I have tiny little kid veins. It's just like not a good time when I get my labs drawn. Then today I had to get my last RhoGAM shot, which is for people who are Rh negative. And the needle on that is huge, and it goes right in your bum. Sorry, the camera's shaking. It hurts very bad. My butt is very sore. And then I had to get my Tdap shot, the whooping cough shot. And I haven't had, besides the RhoGAM shot, which I got 24 weeks ago, I haven't had a shot in a very long time. So it just is like a weird thing. And the needle itself doesn't hurt going in. It's like when they push the stuff in, that's when it hurts the worst. And then I did my glucose test, and then that drink was disgusting. I didn't get to pick a flavor. I had orange and I had to chug it in 5 minutes. Gave myself a brain freeze a couple of times. Made me feel not very good. The baby was moving a ton. I haven't gotten the results from that yet, but I'm sure I'll pass it. And then I had to get my blood drawn again, so both of my arms were poked at. It's just been like a very invasive couple of days, but other than that, my 28-week appointment went really great. I'm still measuring right on track. The baby's getting big enough to where when she puts the Doppler on my stomach to find the heartbeat, she like doesn't even have to move it around. She just puts it on there and you can hear his heartbeat. And he's doing really good. You guys will have to subscribe and keep an eye out for my 30-week checkup appointment video, where hopefully by then we can have an actual game plan, because it's kind of just like nerve-wracking. We have no idea what to expect yet. We should find out at the end of this week or early next week if we're able to start painting our new house that we bought. Yeah, so there's just a ton of like really good updates coming up, so make sure you're subscribed so you can, you know, keep up. All this rustling and bustling over here, we're getting ready to go to the girls wrestling state championships in Pueblo. We're gonna head out to go do that, and it'll be a long day. I think we'll be there probably for like 5 or 6 or 7 hours. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you guys. I think I said this. Thanks for watching. I don't know if I said it already. Okay. Okay. And we gotta go. So I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.